Hello! So today we've got day 2, introducing your story the right way. So your personal story is important, but if you're not careful, people will quickly tune out if they think your story is about you, not them. Here's a cool copy trick to fix that. Formula. If you've ever experienced blank, then chances are you can relate. Example in action. If you've been at this university thing for any length of time, chances are you can relate. So I would say that storytelling, although academic writing is about weaving a narrative into your argument, the style of writing is very different. And because academic writing is meant to be objective and evidence-based, most of you will probably know that using the first person, I and we, is a big no-no in academic writing. So you would never say if you've ever experienced this in an essay. However, there might be other situations where it could be useful. For example, I'd like to think about reflective writing, and a little plug here, Alex and I will be running a masterclass on reflective writing on the 18th of May at 6 p.m. Find out more about that if you're interested. But with regards to reflective writing, because the idea is to think about a situation that you have been in as an individual, are these language patterns something that could be useful? I would actually say probably not, but let's think about it. So if you're going to say, if you've ever experienced blank, then chances are you can relate. So for the disciplines that are most likely to use academic writing, if you're doing teacher training, if you've ever taught in a classroom, then chances are you can relate. Or if you training to become a healthcare worker, if you've ever served a busy shift on a ward, then X. So I actually think that for reflective writing assignments, a language pattern like this would not be particularly appropriate, because it would still be talking about the situation and the task, and it's not about eliciting a particular emotion from your reader, but it's more about describing the task and evaluating it. And so the idea is that it should still be evidence-based rather than a kind of emotive experience. However, there are moves in universities to diversify the range of assignments that students get, and so you might be asked perhaps to produce a pamphlet or something like that. This isn't something that only business students might be asked to do. So you might be asked to produce a piece of marketing copy, and then obviously this would be relevant because you're drawing on the emotions of someone reading it. However, you might also be asked to produce an information pamphlet. So for example, if you've ever supported a family member with cancer, or if you've ever supported a family member going through this experience, chances are you can relate to the emotions of being a carer, for example. If you were asked to produce that kind of assignment, which is about providing information on the experience of being a carer and where they can find support and stuff like that, that is a plausible university assignment. So this language pattern would be appropriate for something like that. The other thing I want to talk about is in creative writing. So it is about evoking emotions in your reader. However, because it's about the relationship between the author and the person reading the piece of work, I would say that this language pattern is a little bit too blatant for that. So instead of telling someone, if you've ever experienced this, you would actually just make them experience it through metaphor, analogies, and kind of a more creative choice of words. So that's today's. I'm really interested to know your thoughts on this, because I think this one has been a little bit more up for discussion than yesterday's, but it has been an interesting journey. So let me know your thoughts.